the oldest. So I'm not just the first in the family. I gotta set an example for all these siblings coming behind me in my immediate family. No pressure, Tavis. No pressure at all. No pressure. I go to college, and obviously I didn't have the nerve to tell my parents until a couple of weeks ago this book came out that I went to prison, went to jail when I was in college for writing bad checks. You laugh now, but it wasn't funny then. Yeah, you know his I ain't laughing at your family. I'm just teasing. But what happens is, it happens for so many college students, and y'all know this. The minute you hit campus, they start throwing credit cards at you. Credit cards and bank accounts and all kinds of financial trickery. Now, I'm on a family of 13 people living in a one-bathroom, three-bedroom trailer. Me and my 7 younger brothers in one bed. And I didn't say bedroom, in one bed. We're in a trailer now, so you ain't got much room here. One bed, 8 boys in one bed, in one room. My 2 sisters and Big Mama in the second bedroom. My mom and daddy in the third bedroom. 13 people, 3-bedroom trailer. I'm walking on campus with holes in my shoes, cardboard stuff in. I get to Indiana. All I have is $35 to my name and a letter that says, "Dear Mr. Smiley, congratulations, you've been admitted to Indiana University." I did the work, I got admitted, but I show up with a letter of admission and $35 and think these white folks gonna let me in. I ain't got no tuition, I ain't got no book money, I ain't got a place to stay. I had nothing, but I wanted to get a college education. I went, and that's a whole other story, but the Lord worked that out. We got in and got a place to stay, got a work-study job and all that, and went to work on trying to make ends meet. But because I didn't have any real money, no scholarship, no nothing, when they started throwing credit cards and checking accounts, I took everything. I took it all, just trying to get through it. The stories in the book, I got caught up in some money mismanagement. I had all the tools, had all the access, but did not know the first thing about paying bills on time and writing checks and making sure you had money in the bank to cover checks. I guess I thought, even if I don't know what the word overdraft protection was, but I guess I thought I had overdraft protection. I did not, I found out. When I got arrested, clink, I'm thrown in jail. I'm in jail, I spent some time there, I eventually get bailed out, but I get put on probation by the university. It's all in the newspaper in Bloomington, Indiana, that Mr. Smiley got a student in the university gets arrested. I lost my job. Again, I'm on probation, almost got kicked out of the university, couldn't go to class, flunked a couple of tests and a couple of classes, and my GPA dropped, and that's why I got put on probation. It was just the worst nightmare of my life, and I couldn't tell my mom and them that. They just found out 2 weeks ago that I went to jail. But that was a lesson for me. Anybody that knows me or works with me now will tell you I don't mess with nobody else's money, and you bet not mess with my money. Because I learned then. I mean, for all these years I've been in the media, every year I'm traveling to cities all the time conducting free, F-R-E-E, financial literacy seminars. Why do you think 25, 30 years later I'm still doing that? Because that thing hit me so hard, and I learned that lesson. I don't want to see other people get caught up with a bunch of financial deprivation over things that they can control, particularly when these young folks get hit so early on when they get to campus. So I'm preaching this message all the time to everybody, that too many of us spend money we don't have, buying stuff we don't need, trying to impress folk we don't even like. Think about that. But I learned that lesson years ago. I got caught at another point in my career, in my life, another story my parents didn't know about, padding my time card. Now, like a lot of Americans, I know I'm the only one on this evening. I ain't gonna ask for no amen on this one. You ain't got to acknowledge nothing. But you work in 3 hours, but you put down 4.5. You work in 5 hours, you write down 7. Now, I'm a student. This is still in my college. I'm a student. I'm not even processing this as stealing. I'm not processing as stealing. I'm making $4.50 an hour. I'm trying to get money from everywhere I can to go to school. I'm not Bernie Madoff with no Ponzi scheme. I'm just trying to get through school here. And didn't even think anything about it, but I'm padding my paycheck. You know what that is? It's stealing. It's lying. It's thievery. But I did not even process it that way, because in my desperation, I was just trying to get a college degree. That's all that mattered in the world to me. I wanted to be the first in my family to go to school, get a degree, and make an example for my brothers and sisters to come behind me. Here's the problem. I was working for the city of Bloomington, Indiana University, in a place called Bloomington. I was working for the city, and not just for the city. I was so blessed at that time. I had a work-study job working for the mayor of the city of Bloomington. And when I got caught cheating on my time card, the deputy mayor called me in and read me the riot act and picked up the phone to call the police department to come immediately over. This is Bloomington. City Hall, Police Department, Fire Department, we all in the same building about the side of that corner right there. A little small town. So he called down the hallway to the police department to come down and arrest me and take me to jail immediately. I'm in there crying my eyes out at this point. And at that moment, you know that old saying that God protects babies and fools. I don't know what I was at that moment. But the angel of the Lord walked in that room in the presence of the mayor. At that very moment, the mayor walked into the room. And I'm crying, and John, the deputy mayor, is on the phone, called the police department. She says, "What's going on?" John said Tavis was cheating on his time card. He'd been stealing money. She said, "Put down the phone." He put the phone down just in the nick of time. And the mayor asked what happened. She said, "Tavis, come to my office." This is the white one. This is the white one. Mayor Allison, about the same age as my mother. She calls me in her office and she sits me down and she says to me, and it's not important she's a white woman except for the fact that I have been blessed in my life by people who happen not to be African Americans. And it's important for us to understand in this world, in this country, that we can get along, if I can take Rodney King's phrase and use it in that way. This white woman, the mayor of Bloomington, Indiana, sits me down in front of her desk and looks at me, and as only a woman could, as only the mother of 3 kids could, she looked me dead in my eye and she said to me, "Tavis, you let me down. You disappointed me." What a dagger to the heart. Man, I'm giving up all kind of water at this point. You let me down. You disappointed me. I expected better of you. I know your future is so much brighter than this. I can't believe. What if I called the police and threatened to send me to jail? She just looked me in the eye and said, "You let me down. You disappointed me." She said, "Here's what we're going to do. You're going to go back. You're going to reconstruct these time cards. And once we figure out how many hours you cheated on, we're going to double that number of hours. And you're going to work all those hours off. Because here's the problem. You didn't just steal. You stole the people's money." She said, "Nothing in your life, if you're going to work with people every day, you're going to love and serve people, nothing in your life had ever better be more important than the public trust. If the people can't trust you, if your integrity is shot, you ain't got nothing. Don't you ever bastardize. Don't you ever demonize the public trust." And then, after chastising me, she affirmed me. She said, "You have so much to offer the world. I don't mean just your community, but your own people. You got a whole lot to offer the world. I can see you off in the distance right now with platforms and opportunities and using your voice to help people in this country and around the world. I don't want you to mess up right now at such a young age. You foreclose on all that God has in store for you. Be the kind of vessel that I believe He's preparing you to be, not just for black folk, but indeed for the country." We worked that thing out. And I didn't go to jail. And I thank her, of course, to this day, for giving me that opportunity. But I learned a lesson about that. Fast forward a few years, fast forward 20, 25 years, 30 years, fast forward. I'm on PBS every night. I'm on public radio every day, on NPR, as my profession. Before that, I'm joining BET. The reason why I take my integrity so seriously, the reason why I have tried to be consistent to the truth, is I understand how important that integrity is. Even when your own black community turns against you, you see where I'm going with this. You got to stand in your truth. You got to be consistent to the truth. You do it in love, but you have to be consistent to the truth. It is, I believe, the telling of truth that allows suffering to speak. If nobody tells the truth, the suffering isn't heard. If nobody tells the truth, then the suffering ends up being rendered invisible. But all of this value that I place on the public trust, and the reason why I can take the hits and the darts and the stones and the arrows at me is because I know as long as I'm standing in my truth, I learned a long time ago, we don't all wake up at the same time. Take it any way you want to take it. We do not all wake up at the same time. The truth does not need any defense. Don't you ever feel that you need to do anything to defend the truth. When all this Obama stuff jumped off, you notice, think about it, you might not notice it then, but I was called everything but a child of God. including by Tom Joyner. Tom and I have been friends for all these years, and Tom Joyner, who I helped make his show what it is, with respect and with humility. And Tom will tell you that. You've said that many times in public. When he started, and I came on a year later, I helped grow that show, helped make that show. Y'all tuned in every day. For your partner of all those years to throw you under the bus and back up, run over you again every Tuesday and every Thursday morning, the minute you come, can't say nothing to me while I'm on the air. I come on there every Tuesday and Thursday, give my commentary. This Negro can't say nothing while I'm in the studio. The minute I leave the building, open up the phone line. Let's dog Tavis for the next 3 hours. Did that every week, every day, during this whole 2-year Obama campaign and running all that stuff. That hurt me. That hurt me when Tom and others did stuff like this. But I never ever felt the need to show up anywhere defending myself. Google me. You ain't gonna ever find out. I didn't write one blog nowhere. I didn't write a blog, I didn't go on TV, I didn't go on radio. I never felt the need to defend myself because I know that when you stand in your truth, that eventually people will understand and appreciate what that consistency is all about. So that was a perceived failure on the part of other people. Let me just say about one President Obama right quick. My friend Dr. West puts it best. And I know this is going to sound like Jesse Jackson, but y'all know Jesse, everything's a rhyme. Up at hope and down with hope. Hope in your brain, not dope in your veins. From the outhouse to the White House. Content without context and pretext. I know it sounds Jacksonian, but it's really Western. These are words of Dr. West. It's just a simple way of explaining my position on the Obama thing, which you read one time here, and how I navigated through that period. Dr. West puts it this way, where President Obama is concerned. We have to